Hi, and welcome to my yoga playground. My name is Kay Petrie, and today we're going to go through a yoga abs workout. So let's get started on our mats on all fours, just beginning by warming up our abs and our core center by flowing through a cat-cow flow. Let's check our alignment. Let's line up our wrists, elbows, and shoulders, shoulder width apart, knees underneath our hip bones, and by doing that we have a long spine. Taking a deep inhale here. Exhaling, let's tuck the tail under. Round the back to the sky, and bring the chin to the chest. Let's just hang out here a few seconds. Take a few breaths. We're holding the pose, not the breath. In through the nose. And out through the nose. So even though this is an ab workout, we're treating it as a yoga practice, working with our breath, being mindful, only taking our body where we want it and need it to go today, listening to what our body is telling us. Let's come into cow on the next inhale, tailbone up. Soften the belly, shoulders back and down. We can gently gaze up if we want, without overdoing it on the neck. Let's hang out here for a few breaths, really stretching out those abs. And then let's flow. Exhaling for cat. Inhaling for cow. We can tuck the toes or not, our choice. If we have tight ankles, we can keep the toes tucked. Or we can always just put a towel underneath our ankles. Towel or blanket. We're flowing, one breath per movement here. Contracting and expanding. Not forcing the flow or the movement. Just going where we need to be today. Let's come back to a neutral spine. And preparing for a spinal balance flow with some ab work worked in here. Let's begin by bringing the right toes back, lifting up the heel, glute level, reaching out with the opposite arm. Let's hold for a few breaths. For strength. Even in this, we're working our entire core center, reaching out through the crown of the head and fingertips, kicking through the heel, bringing the leg up to glute level. On our next exhale, let's bring the elbow in to meet the knee and crunch in, tucking that belly button in towards the spine. And inhale, coming out, extending, exhaling in. Let's do this 5 or 6 times. Keeping our balance. If we have sensitive wrists, we can make a fist with the right wrist and place the butt of the fist onto the yoga mat. One more. Really crunching in there. When we bring elbow to knee, let's switch sides. Left toes back, let's push through the heel, lift up through the heel to glute level if we can, reaching out with that other hand, palm facing in. Let's hold for a few breaths. The more we kick out through the heel, and engage the glute and core center, the more stability we have. On our next exhale, let's work those abs. Knee into elbow, let's crunch. Inhaling as we extend, exhaling for the crunch. 5 or 6 times here. Flowing with the breath. And 2 more. Perfect. Let's come back to all fours, coming to a seated position, stretching out the abs in a seated twist. Let's keep the left leg tucked in and just bring the sole of the foot of the right leg up. On the inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhaling, twisting, starting from the belly button towards the right leg. We can place the hand behind us for support. Wrap the arm around the leg, or if we want an extra twist to deepen the twist, let's take that left arm, place it to the outside of the leg, and we can let go of the back arm, coming into prayer hands. Our choice. All kinds of options here. Stretching out those side abs, which we call our obliques. On the next exhale, let's come forward and switch sides. I'm having a hard time here. All right, here we go. That's not right again. There we go. All right, let's take a deep inhale up. So this time the left leg, the sole of the foot is to the ground. Exhaling, let's twist. On the inhale, let's lift a bit. On the exhale, perhaps twist a little bit more. On the next exhale, coming back to center. Perfect. Let's come onto all fours, getting ready for a plank. With the plank, if we have sensitive wrists, we can always make our fists. Otherwise, let's starfish the hands. Option to choose a kneeling plank here if we're working our way towards full plank. Otherwise, let's extend out, bring the toes to the ground, push through the heels. We're bringing the shoulders ahead of the wrists. Long spine. So long line from the top of our head, shoulders, hip bones, knees, all the way to our heels. We're holding here for a few breaths. Option to drop the knees at any time. 2 more breaths. If we're shaking, that's okay. Perfect. Let's bring the knees to the ground and push back into child's pose. We're going to bring it up a notch here into what we call our cheetah flow. Let's rock the hips side to side here while we're in child's pose. And let's bring ourselves back into our plank pose. Awesome. So what we're going to do here is take the right leg and we're going to bring the right knee to the right elbow and then come back to plank. And then do the same, left knee, left elbow. Right knee, right elbow. Left knee, left elbow. Let's come into a down dog. Let's stretch it out. And we're going to do that again. Let's bring it into a kneeling if we need to. Right knee, right elbow. Left knee, left elbow. 2 more times each side. We're perking our abs, working our obliques. Perfect. Back to down dog. Woo. Good job. Let's drop the knees for a second, come into child's pose. And right back to plank. This is what we're going to do this time. We're going to take the right knee, left elbow, back to plank. Left knee, right elbow, back to plank. Let's do this a couple more times. Good job. Back to down dog. Woo! Let's walk those heels out. Perfect. Dropping the knees, coming to child's pose one more time. Getting ready for our down dog, three-legged dog with a crunch. Continuing to work those abs. All right, let's tuck the toes right back to down dog. Let's bring the right leg up to the sky this time. Three-legged dog. What we're going to do is crunch that knee in. So let's do that. Bring the knee right into our navel, right to the nose. Let's bring the nose to knee. Kick up. Great job. Let's do that again. Knee to nose. All the way up. Knee to nose. On the exhale, inhaling up, three-legged dog. Couple more times. Let's make it one more time. Good job. All right, back to down dog. We can choose to modify here, coming onto all fours and tucking the knee in towards the front elbow, the opposite elbow. Let's bring that left leg up to the sky. Other side. Here we go. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, coming up. Knee to nose on the exhale. All the way up. Good job, guys. Let's go for 5 more. Last one. Perfect. Let's come down onto our knees. Child's pose. Sweet. All right. Let's rock those hips out. Taking a few breaths here in child's pose as long as we need to. Let's remember that we can always come to child's pose at any time. Or as you can see I'm doing now, just finding whatever movement feels good for your body at any given time. Wherever we are, let's take a step up and come to a forward fold. On the inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up and hands to our heart center and our sides, preparing for lateral flexion. Standing in mountain pose, taking an inhale, both arms up to the sky. Exhaling, letting the right arm drop. Inhaling, reaching up with the left. And then slightly tilting over, reaching down with the right. Creating openness in our side ribs, our obliques. Stretching out after the hard work that we just did. On our next inhale, right arm up to the sky, left arm down. On the inhale, reaching up, exhaling, slightly tilting over. Our heart is shining forward, shoulders are back and down. Reaching up, first extending through the spine, then a lateral flexion. This is not a movement that we do often in our everyday life, so it's important to practice this. On the inhale, left arm up to the sky, palms together, bringing the toes together if we wish, sitting down into chair with hands to heart. Preparing for a twisting chair flow. On the inhale, let's rise, open up the arms. Exhaling, sinking down, twisting to the right. If we're caring for a sensitive back, let's spread the legs hip width apart and simply place the hands to the sacrum and the hand to the outside of the knee. Otherwise, feet are together and we can choose a prayer hand. On the next inhale, up, open the heart. Exhaling down, twisting to the other side. Option to open the wingspan. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Exhaling, twisting to the other side. So we're stretching, working our abs here, our obliques. Again, option to open the wingspan. Flowing one breath per movement. As we're twisting, remembering, twisting from the belly button, working our way up. Last side. Let's come all the way up. Hands to our heart and back to mountain pose. Preparing for eagle. Standing at the top of our mats. Placing the weight into the right leg to begin with. Taking the weight off of the left leg. Finding our balance using the wall or a chair if we need to. Crossing left leg over right at the knee. And then bringing and tucking the toes behind our leg if we can. Right arm under left. Let's cross at the elbows and then bring the hands together. Sinking down. We're bringing everything into our midline. Navel in towards the spine. Heart is high. Elbows are lifted. Sinking our seat down. Working the inner thighs towards each other. Everything is sinking in towards itself. Letting go of the struggle. Let's release. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to our sides. Let's switch side, left leg this time. Finding our balance, removing the weight out of the right toes. Let's cross, tuck the toes if we can, not necessary. This time, left arm under, right arm over. Coming into eagle on the other side. On the next inhale, let's release, unravel. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Preparing for warrior three. Engaging our core center while we work through this pose. Let's place the weight into the right leg again. Left toes back. Getting ready to hinge from our hips, leading through the heart and the crown of our head. Let's go. Let's lift the back toes up. As far as we can, bringing the heel up to at least glute level. We have options for our arms. We can do prayer hands. We can goalpost the arms out. We can reach all the way out in front of us We can do reverse prayer hands or simply keep the arms to our sides. We kick through the heel, extend through the crown of the head, shoulders back and down, engage our core center. On the next exhale, let's release, come down, and switch sides. Right toes back, spread the left toes wide. Find the earth or mat under our foot. Let's hinge from the hips, lift through the right heel this time. Pointing our toes towards the shin, really engaging the glutes, the quad. Kicking through the heel. Lifting through the heart, yet hinging from our hips. Finding that place for our arms. Finding a spot, for our gaze. Everyone falls out of balancing poses now and again. Especially when we're talking through them. All right, let's come back down. Perfect. Beautiful warrior three, strong. Inhaling, arms up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to our heart center. Inhaling up. Exhaling, let's make our way right back down to the floor. Forward fold onto our knees. And this time onto our forearms. Getting ready for a dolphin. Placing our arms, our elbows as wide as we can grab opposite elbows with our hands. That's how wide we want it. If we do that, the elbows are probably slightly right underneath the shoulders. And then we clasp the hands, tucking the pinky, so that the hands rest on the mat. Perfect. We're going to start with a plank. Let's bring the toes back. We can choose kneeling if we want here. Bringing the shoulders ahead of the elbows. Let's press through the heels. This is our dolphin plank. Now with the strength of our core, we're pushing up almost as if we were coming into a down dog. We can walk the toes in if we want. Let the heart sink. Slightly bend the knees. And this is dolphin. I will not attempt to make any dolphin noises for you today. Now we're going to flow through this. Inhale, let's come into our dolphin plank. We're being strong here. Good. Exhaling dolphin. I'm going to flow through this about 5 times. Inhaling plank. We push through the heels. Extend through the crown of the head. We're shaking. Coming back to our dolphin. 3 more. Plank. And dolphin. 2 more. And last one. Good. Let's hold for a few breaths here. And then back to dolphin. And drop the knees. Let's give the shoulders a rest. Push ourselves back into child's pose, grabbing onto the heels and letting the chest fall forward. Head towards the ground. If that's not comfortable, let's spread the knees, stack the fists. Place our forehead on our fists. How are the abs feeling? All right. Let's come onto our knees, gate flow. Keeping the left leg down, right leg down, extending the left. Let's square that foot to the short edge of the mat, toes pointing forward. Right hand towards the mat. Let's keep the hip, shoulder, ribs open, extending the arm up. We're going to flow through this on the inhale and on the with the strength of our core. Let's come all the way up. Reach behind the hamstring, reach up and over. Exhaling, coming down. So we're flowing with our arms, feeling the stretch and the contraction on opposite sides of our abs, our obliques. This is gait flow. Very graceful. Taking our time. Doing the work that is needed. And one more. Perfect. Let's switch sides. This time the right leg is extended. Left fingertips down. Let's open up the heart. We push the hips forward. Really engaging our entire core here. On the inhale, let's lift. Reach behind the hamstring. Lift up first. And then slightly tilt over. And let's flow through that. Let's use that extension first as we come up, then the lateral flexion. Let's do 3 more. And last one. Beautiful. Let's come onto our knees and then onto our bums. Getting ready for Turkish twist. Let's keep the right leg on the ground with the heel somewhere around our glute. If it's available to us, we take the left leg and cross it over. Almost so that the knees are stacked over each other. But let's make sure that the sitting bones are still to the ground. So if we're coming here and we're leaning all the way over, let's pull it back a little bit. All right? We call this Turkish twist. Beautiful. Let's take an inhale, bring the arms up. If we wish, if it's available to us, let's hinge forward and bring the hands to the ground. Lead through the heart. Let's let go of any tension we're holding onto in our glutes and in our hips right now. On the next inhale, let's come up. Let's take an inhale. Exhaling, twisting towards the left. Stretching out those obliques that we've been working so hard. Inhaling. Exhaling back to center. Let's switch sides. This time the left leg goes under. We cross the right leg over top. No worries, it may feel completely different on this side as it did the other. So do what works for your body. Also, always a great option when in our seated positions to come onto a block. It really helps open up our hips. So I'll do that this time. On the inhale, arms up to the sky. Hinging from the hips, leading through the heart center. Let's bring the hands to the ground if we can. Otherwise, we place a block in front of us and place the hands on the blocks. On the next inhale, let's walk the hands up. Inhaling, arms up to the sky. Exhaling, twisting towards the right this time. Let's take an inhale. Exhaling, coming back to center. Beautiful. Let's let go. Take the block out if we've chosen to have one. Let's come into staff pose. Extending the legs out. We're going to flow through staff, boat, and incline plank. So we're going to begin in staff. Good. And then we're going to come into our choice of boat pose. So we can choose to keep the feet to the ground, grab behind the knees, or we can release, our choice. Hold here for a breath or two, then place the feet to the ground, bring the arms behind us, extend the legs out, fingers pointing forward. We lift up, incline plank. Letting the head drop only if it's comfortable for our necks, otherwise we gaze forward. Exhaling, we come down, staff pose. Let's add a forward fold here. And then let's flow. Coming up, boat pose. Boat pose of our choice. And then incline plank. Beautiful. Exhaling down, inhaling, exhaling forward fold. Inhaling up into boat pose. Coming where we want. And then right back into our incline. Let's do that 2 more times. Forward fold. We're coming forward through the heart, hinging from the hips. Boat pose. Incline plank. Inhaling up, exhaling forward fold. Last one. Inhaling up, boat pose. And then incline plank. And I say last one. If you want to take it further, hit the pause button. Keep on going. Let's come right back down. And then bringing the soles of feet to the ground. Let's grab around our knees, give ourselves a hug, and bring our head to our knees. Beautiful. Let's grab behind one leg and let ourselves come back onto our mats for knees to chest. Reaching behind the knees, pulling the knees in towards our chest. Rocking side to side if we need to, if that feels comfortable for the lower back. Preparing for bridge pose. We're going to do bridge pose today with some options, working our abs. Placing the arms to our sides. On the inhale, bringing the hips up, reaching up with our hands, and then letting the hands drop behind us. Ooh, perfect. On the exhale, coming down, and arms to our sides. Adjusting myself here. Inhaling up, behind us, exhaling down. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling up, arms behind us, exhaling down, arms beside us on the ground. Now we're going to add some work if we want to. Let's come up. We can bring the arms behind us if we wish, extending the left leg out, kicking through the heel. Really engaging our core center here. Good, let's come down. Other side. Extend through the right leg this time. And then down. And again. You want to take it one more step. Lift the leg up towards the sky. Wherever you are in your ab working journey, you do what works for you today. Last one. Beautiful. Let's grab behind the knees and then kick the heels up towards the sky for an unassisted legs up the wall. Now we can continue holding the legs if we want, or we can bring hands to belly. I'm going to do a little bit of ab work here. Let's take an inhale. And exhale, let's let the legs open. It's always okay to keep the hands on legs. Inhaling to the center. Exhaling, let's let the heels drop down as far as is comfortable for our back. Inhaling up, exhaling, open the legs. Let's do it a few more times. Back to center, letting the heels drop towards the earth, coming up, and then open. Let's do that 3 more times. Center, letting the heels drop. And let's remember, sensitive back, bend the knees. Don't come down as low. One more. Awesome work. Let's bring the knees into our chest. Close the eyes. Gently rock side to side. Soles of the feet together. Letting the knees drop out to either side for a reclined butterfly. In this pose, we can place the hands to the inner thighs, to the belly, to our side, or we can goalpost the arms, palms facing up. Whatever is best available to us. If butterfly is not comfortable or something that we enjoy doing, let's choose to knock our knees together instead and bring the hands to our belly. Good. Wherever we are, let's bring the soles of the feet back to the ground. Hands to the belly. Extending the left leg out this time. Coming into a spinal twist. Let's let the right leg drop over the extended left and gaze out to our right for a gentle spinal twist. If you feel you want to take this further, there's always the option to grab onto the foot of the extended leg and bring it in towards the glute for a quad stretch at the same time. Good, let's switch sides. Extending the right leg out. Left leg, sole of the foot is to the ground. We're going to let that left leg drop over the right. Extending the left arm out. And again, choosing the quad stretch if we want it. If we're nurturing a sensitive back, let's choose to do the windshield wipers instead. So both soles of the feet are to the ground, letting both knees drop to one side and then to the next. Good, let's come back to center. Center our backs onto our mat, soles of the feet to the ground. Coming into happy baby pose or knees to chest. If we choose happy baby, let's reach in between the legs, grab onto the shins, feet, or the big toe yogi hold. Bringing knees to the outer part of the body as we kick the heels up. Opposing movements here. And as always, the option to massage that lower back and gently rock side to side. Letting go, soles of the feet to the ground. Rolling ourselves onto one side and pushing ourselves up to seated. Easy seated pose, hands to our knees. Feeling the energy coursing through our abs right now. And feeling grateful for what our body has done for us. My name is Kay Petrie, and this is My Yoga Playground. Let's bring our hands to our heart center and bow to each other. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today.